Alrighty, guys. What's up, everybody? Hope everyone's doing good. Good to have you guys here. We're going to do some nighttime coverage here tonight on this ongoing threat across Iowa, as well as areas out here by Wisconsin. What's up, everybody? Let's see. We have Monkey. What's up, my friend? What's up, Bay Williams? What's up, Lil? Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Good morning to you too, Bay. Good to see you here, my friend. All right, so we have ourselves. We're going to pick up here with the coverage tonight. I told you guys we're going to go live here tonight for a little bit. I am absolutely whooped. I am super, super tired, so I'm going to stream as long as I literally can. But we still do have a little bit of active severe weather going on here right now. A lot of the activity here is in northeastern Iowa currently. We also do have a severe warning in western Wisconsin here too that we're tracking. So we got a few severe storms popping through. We do have this severe thunderstorm watch still in effect for the next 3 hours overall. What's up, Rocka? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see ya. But yeah, hope everyone's doing good. Like I said, it's very, very early in the morning, super, super early. So unfortunately, it's well past everybody's bedtime, but nature nature doesn't really care. Anyways. So yeah, so for tonight, we are still tracking this this main threat here. We still do have that moderate risk and effect here. The storms right now are in northeastern Iowa for the most part, in which we are still in that moderate and enhanced risk area here. So we're still definitely keeping a close eye out there for these regions here. Now, we do have a couple warnings in place. These guys are for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts currently. And in terms of hail, we are up to penny-sized hail. This is in northeastern Iowa here. Warning includes Waterloo, Cedar Falls, Waverly, Allison, Evansdale, Jessup, Hudson, Sumner, Parkersburg, Denver. Let's see here, Ackley, Clarksville, Tripoli, I think it is. Shell Rock, Dyke, let's see, Plington, Elk Run Heights, Crossroad Mall, let's see here, Waterloo Municipal Airport, and Unidome and McLeod Center. So anyways, let's see. What's up, Vicky? Good to see you, my friend. Saying hello from southwest Iowa. It's okay here, just extremely hot and humid. I was very concerned about the possible derecho in northern Iowa. Yeah, well, I'm glad to see you're good, my friend. That is all that matters. Yeah, southwestern Iowa is pretty clear right now. We really don't have anything going on out here right at the moment. The main activity here, once again, is right now in north central, kind of northeastern Iowa, which we do have another warning up here in western Wisconsin here. It doesn't look like anything super crazy, but we do have a warning out here. This is for 60-mile-per-hour winds and penny-sized hail. Let's see here. This includes Hillsborough, but there's other areas included here, like Lafarge, Greenwood, Hillsborough, Ontario, Norwalk, Wilton, Kendall, Clifton, Oakdale, Toma, Tunnel City, Wyville, and Warrens. Let's see. We got 23 more minutes on that one. TGM says you can just call me TG or TGM. I'm just used. Yeah, that's fine. That works. I'll just have to remember it, which more than likely I won't. I'm terrible with names. Hey, if you guys are new to the channel, you're going to know that real quick. You're going to learn that I'm terrible with names. At least I got the water to stay hydrated. Oh. Also, where I am, I got a couple flashes of lightning here and there. Then assumed to be heat lightning because of the temps here. Heat lightning's a myth. By the way, it's just distant thunderstorm activity. There is no heat lightning. Yeah, heat lightning is literally just distant lightning that you see from other storms. I used to believe it too. But anyways, let's just go and take a look at today's flooding threat here tonight. So we do have a level 2 threat here for flooding Still up across northern Iowa, southern Minnesota. Let's check the radar out here. It looks like we do have a little bit of flooding. A few spots up here in western, southwestern Minnesota. Honestly, a lot of the activity has subsided for Minnesota. We have a little bit of storm activity here just west of Minneapolis, kind of southwest of Minneapolis here. Let's see, what's the probabilities on this here? Probability of 2 more tornadoes, 20% in the watch area. Probability of one or more. Probability of one or more strong EF2 to EF5. Very low, about 2%. Let's see. Damaging winds here are less than 2%. Probability of, let's see, 10 or more severe wind events here, high 80%. So that's pretty high. Probability of one or more being 75 or greater, potentially 60%. 10 or more hail events, 20. One or more hailstone 2 inches in diameter, less than 5. Probability of 10 or more severe hail events is a 95 or greater. TGM says, honestly, we did have a very short thunderstorm here. I got you. Well, at least it wasn't anything crazy, you know. There's actually been quite a bit of damage reports and stuff that's been going on out here. Let me bring up SPC real quickly. Let's see what we're looking at. Total wise, tornado. So we have 2 reported tornadoes today. From what it looks like here. This is from the SPC. So there's our graph. We have 2 reports. We have 164 damaging wind reports here. You can see they really started popping through at anywhere between 22 to 0 UTC. They really spiked around 02 UTC. Goodness, yeah, they took off quick. Hail, see 43 reports out here as of right now. Goodness. All right, heads up to my Waterloo folks up in Iowa. Let's bring you guys back over here. We do got a severe warning in place for the Waterloo area, including Dunkerton, Cedar Falls, see Janesville, Reedland, Denver, Tripoli, Sumner, Waverly. See, we got 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts on this one in Penny Hail. So I don't know what the max wind gust was earlier today or not, but I believe from what I saw was 80 miles an hour. I don't know if it got any higher than that. That's what I've seen. What's up, Josh? Saying, can I take a look at the zip code? Yeah, I got you, man. Let me pull this up real quick, see where we're at. Is this Pennsylvania? Okay. Well, if this is Pennsylvania, yeah, this is well out of the risk area here. We are not in the risk area. Tomorrow we look pretty good. Day 3, you're right on the edge of the marginal, but yeah, next couple days you're pretty good. Yeah, the current threat is a lot further west of you, so you're good. What radar do I use? This is WeatherWise. This is WeatherWise. Got a little bit of a Boeing segment here. Can't even English. 2 in the morning. You're gonna hear me say some wacky stuff. Hopefully you're doing good, DM. Good to see you, man. But yeah, we got a little bit of a Boeing segment here. This thing does have quite a bit of lightning activity here. I want to bring up the meso analysis real quick. See what we got going on out here. Hop you guys over here to the meso. Let's see. Just ahead, 1,000 joules. Let's do. Yeah, it seems like the higher the instability is further on the lower side of the tail here. I mean, it is a big drop off. It is a big drop off. Let's see here. Lower kinematics about 15 knots. Yeah, lower level winds aren't really anything big. So, mid-level flow is pretty weak too. Wind shear, let's do, where is it? Helicity, effective, there we go. Yeah, even our helicity is pretty darn low. think our tornado threat's done with for tonight for the most part. And knock on wood. No, my luck, I'll probably end up jinxing everything. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna have anything, big tornadic wise anymore tonight. I think a lot of that's over with. Main threat still definitely damaging winds. I mean, our decape's still very high, on these storms out here. Kinematics are pretty weak. Pretty good instability, especially on the lower side here. So, like, the further you go down on the southern tail, the higher the instability. Let's see. Yeah, WeatherWise is free, but I have the paid version of it. See your 2 a.m. storm. Wake up, so rude. Yeah, I hear you. It's nature's alarm clock. It's like, hey, time to get up. Time to wreck everything. See here. What's up, Fiona? Saying, I'm in New Hampton. I can't believe we still have power. Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of people that lost their power here. Here, we're gonna do this real quick. We're actually gonna bring up the power outages, see what we got going on. Sure, we have. Oh, wow. Here's our power outage map. We have not as many people as I thought. I ain't gonna lie, this is not as many people as I thought. Minnesota, I don't know. I mean, Minnesota has quite a bit of people out, especially on the southeastern side of the state. Here you can see several people out. Let's see. Yeah, quite a bit of people are out here. Let's see. So that's 129,000, almost 130,000 people without power in Minnesota. Iowa's is not as high as I was thinking it would be. We're almost at 31,000 feet. It was 31,000 feet. Oh my goodness. Sorry, y'all. It's 2 in the morning. It's 2 in the morning. I've lost it. I am whooped. Let me try that again here. Iowa, we have almost 31,000 people without power. Wisconsin here, we're almost at 38,000. So, honestly, those numbers are not as high as I was expecting them to be. South Dakota is about 44, almost 4,500. I think it could have been a whole lot worse. So you can change the color of the watches and warnings. Super cool. Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty neat. Is there going to be anything for zip code? Just asking because I have camping plans for the weekend. If you could check that far. Yeah, let's see. What's today? Tuesday. So severe weather-wise, there is nothing in the extended range, so we really can't look that far. But I'll at least look over the next couple of days for you. Actually, we do have an air quality alert out here currently. Let's see. Yep, smoke from wildfires is the main concern there. Let's see here. I think a lot of your activity tonight's over with. There's really not a whole lot going on in Minnesota currently. You can see we just have a little bit of convection down on the southern side of the state here, but you're looking pretty good. So today you're fine. Let's see. Later on you're looking pretty good. Yeah, next 3 days we're chilling. Let me pull up the rain risk here. Got the flooding risk here. We're looking pretty good. I mean, the rest of today, if there's that, but a lot of our rain's already fallen here. Tomorrow we're good, and the day after, yeah. At least within the next couple of days, I don't see anything big for you, man. So, let's see here. Honestly shocked it's not way worse than the MC to hit Ohio, Pittsburgh earlier this year. It was way worse. Yeah, like I mentioned, it definitely could have been a whole lot worse, but we did really see still some pretty nasty winds and whatnot. Earlier today, I did see. I don't know if this is maximum. Probably not. We probably did have stronger winds, but I seen reports of 80 mile an hour earlier, which is certainly no joke. I mean, that is well within. That's Category 1 strength. What's up, Rocca? Good to see you, my friend. All right, so they did update the day one here. which is good. The valid day one's still the other risk though. This is the new updated day one for later today. Let me pull up the radar. So we do got a handful of storms here. Oh, this one's for 70. They actually increased this one. Okay, so we're in eastern Iowa, guys. Eastern Iowa over here. This includes Winthrop, Independence, Lamont, Aurora, Hazleton, and Brandon. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here and penny-sized hail. Locations impacted include Independence, Jessup, Fairbank, Winthrop, Hazleton, Quasquinton? What? How do you say? Quasquinton, Lamont, Brandon, Rowley, Aurora, Stanley, Lime Creek County Park, Winthrop Golf Course, Wapsit. What the? How do you say this? Wapsinicon Golf Course, Fontana County Park. Let's see, Littleton, Monty, Buchanan County Fairground, Otterville, and Independence Airport. Wow, that was a little rough. You saw a 99. Where was that at? Yep. So that one's now for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts, y'all. So please keep it out there for that. We got a warning up in southeastern Montana. This is out there by Hardin. Let's see, for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, quarter-sized hail. Let's see, got a little bit of flooding in New Mexico going on. South Dakota. Do you know what part of South Dakota? What's up, Cheryl? Saying, wow, Minnesota got hit hard tonight. So did Iowa. Yeah, they did. They certainly did. Here, let me refresh this page here. It's being a little bit slow. It's just very choppy for some reason tonight. We got another warning up here in western Wisconsin. Goodness, why are you so choppy? There we go. So this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny hail. We have 10 more minutes on it. Honestly, a lot of the heavier convections rolled its way out of the region here near Sioux Falls. Wow. Yeah, the max I seen earlier was only 80, but I've been busy through a lot of the day. 70-mile-an-hour winds is not good for tall corn at all. No, it's not. Oh, man. Give me a second, y'all. Ooh, buddy. That went down the wrong way. Whew. Don't you just love it when it goes down? Holy cow. Drinking water a little too fast there. All right. Why are my eyes like bloodshot red? Yo, I need help here. It's so late. I am out of it. Ugh. Sheesh. But anyways, I forgot where I was at here. But yeah, we do have a lot of these warnings in place here. The one for Wisconsin is about to expire here. We only do have 8 minutes left. Excuse me. Goodness. TGM's like, oop. Oh, man, I just hate it when that happens, dude. That is the worst. That is the worst. PDS severe warning, where's that at? Oh, dude. Hold on a minute. This is the one for Independence here. They actually upgraded that to... Excuse me. They actually upgraded that one to 80-mile-an-hour winds observed here. Destructive threat. Let's see. At 1:18 a.m. Central Waterloo Regional Airport gusted to 78. Excuse me. Goodness. Let's see. The one on the back side, this one's for 60. Just clear your throat. I'm working on it, man. It's always the worst. Let's see here. TGM says you don't got to do this to yourself. You realize that, right? Yeah, but, you know, I want to be here to help, especially at nighttime, because it's very important, you know, for especially stuff like this going on. But anyway, so yeah, we have a new warning here. They actually upgraded this to 80-mile-an-hour winds observed here. This includes Independence, Hazleton, Aurora, Winthrop, Rowley, Brandon, Lamont, and let's see here, Hazleton. I don't know if I already mentioned that or not. So yeah, those are the areas here you can see included. But yeah, they have 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts on that system now. 80-mile-per-hour winds moving east at 65. Let's see here. Yeah, radar indicated in Waterloo Regional Airport. This was at let's see, 1:18 a.m. Central. Waterloo Regional reported 78 miles per hour. So definitely quite gusty out there. Probably not going to help this flood warning either. We do get a flood warning out here by Marengo area. Let's see here. Minor flooding is occurring. Iowa River. Yeah, this is probably not going to help. Here, let me backtrack to total precip accumulation. We're going to probably have to go to the Des Moines radar here. I'm just curious to see how much we've kind of gotten out of here. Storm total precip. Looks like mostly about an inch or so across the region. I mean, you know, with that tracking its way towards that flooding area, it's probably not going to help very much. What's up, Kath? Good to see you, my friend. Saying, hi, Drew. Will these storms in Minnesota and Wisconsin clear out some of the wildfire smoke coming from Canada? It's pretty bad today. I don't think it'll really do a whole lot, to be honest with you. Here, let me actually look at the satellite view, see what we got going on. I mean, maybe temporarily could help the conditions a little bit, but you know, those fires apparently are still going pretty good. Here, let me bring you guys over here real quickly. Air quality says 46. Oh wow. Here, let's bring up our true color. We're gonna go back to the earlier frames here. Yeah, look at all that. You can see all that smoke there just ahead of that main line, dude. Holy cow. Yeah, I mean, you could really see it, especially whenever there's sunset, you know. A lot of the Great Lakes here, you can see all of that smoke through the Midwest here as well. So I don't know if it. I mean, it probably won't like cure those conditions, but you know, maybe a temporary improvement, but probably wouldn't last really. Goodness, look at that beast, dude. I just love meso floaters, man. They are so useful. Let's go further back. I mean, look at that, dude. I'll even go a little bit further back here. Yeah, meso floaters, I think they update every minute, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that, man. Isn't that just something? You know what, though? I mean, the models, they were not really that wrong. They weren't super far off. I mean, a lot of the models, I forgot which model it was. I think it was HRRR. Kind of showed the convection starting in South Dakota, which you can see that's kind of where it actually started. You know, we had several storms fire off here that quickly turned into just a big line of storms here. And, you know, that's still trailing eastward, you can still see. A lot of lightning on these guys, too. Here, let me disable that view there so you can kind of see where all the lightning activity is. I mean, yeah, look at all that, dude. Still lightning pretty good out there from what it looks like here. That's working its way down in northeastern Iowa. Okay, y'all, we gotta take a look back over here at the radar. So these are our current warnings here at the moment. We do have ourselves a new warning for Cedar Rapids area. So heads up to my folks out in Cedar Rapids. If you know anybody out here, give them a heads up. But we now have a severe thunderstorm warning here observed. 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny hail. Let's see here. Yep, so 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts is definitely no joke. Make sure you're indoors, away from windows, of course. If you can, definitely very important if you guys could. You definitely don't want to be near windows because, there's going to be the potential for, flying projectiles and stuff like that. So yeah, just make sure that you are well away from windows out there. But yeah, that does include Cedar Rapids here. Other areas here including, first of all, Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Vinton, Manchester, Marion, how do you say that? Hiawatha, Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Bella Plain, Cedar Point. Sorry, not Cedar Point, Center Point. Let's see, Libsyn, Fairfax, Ellie, Atkins, Walford, Urbana, Dysart, I think it is. Let's see here, Central City and Springville. Pretty big warning. That is a pretty big warning there. But yeah, that is for 70-mile-per-hour winds now. And also up to penny hail, which, penny hail is going to hurt at that speed. If we actually, which has been observed, if there was actual penny-sized hail under that 70-mile-an-hour winds, those are going to hurt pretty good. Vicky says the air quality in Shelby County, southwest Iowa, is currently 59. Let's see here. Current humidity is 85, but we don't have any storms, so I'm not complaining. That's fair, yeah. Yep, southwestern Iowa's pretty clear. Looking at the radar here. Let's take a look. You can see we do have that outflow boundary there. You look at that big old noodle. Yeah, it kind of looks like here the last few frames we do have a little bit of showers and stuff trying to develop here. At least these guys out by Greenfield, a few little showers. That over by Walnut area, I believe those are windmills, if I am not mistaken. That could be wrong. They are non-meteorological, though. Let's see. Night storms are very dangerous. Yeah, and that's why, I really wanted to be live here tonight so I can cover this. Just making sure that somebody's always here, tracking the weather and stuff. It's very important to make sure that you guys are, staying weather aware and staying prepared. Let's see here. Did they issue any mesoscale discussion or anything? So I got that one here. This is an hour. Strong to isolated severe storms. Strong to isolated severe gusts should diminish in the next couple of hours as an MCS from northeast to central Iowa spreads east. An additional WW appears unlikely, so that's a weather watch. So it doesn't look like they're going to need to do one. Deep convection cores within the MCS. Cause I'm not going to read all this. See, swap to severe gusts still may yet occur. Yeah, I think the main tornado threat's definitely over at this point. Looking at the what you call it? Looking at the the meso analysis and stuff earlier. It does seem like we don't have all the ingredients anymore. Like the halicity's low. Mid lower level shear is pretty darn weak at this point. Am I allowed to look at cameras? I don't have any active cameras. I might be able to pull up. Let's see. I don't know if Iowa has a good camera feed on this or not, but we can try. don't remember if Iowa had good cams or not. Yeah, I don't think we do. I tried to get in touch with somebody so we could actually, start using a lot of cameras on the stream. I haven't heard back from them yet. So hopefully we could we'll have that in the future, which would be pretty darn cool. It's very important also to, look at live cameras to kind of see what is going on out there, Vicky says there's a lot of windmills out by Walnut, Iowa. Yeah, that's what I believe that was out there. That was non-meteorological. The ones out by Greenfield, though, those are meteorological. Little showers popping through. All right. By the way, they did cancel that warning here for western Wisconsin. That one was kind of running out, anyways. We do have a severe warning for southeastern Montana. See your quarter hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Let's see what's going on here. Patchy dense fog. Okay, nothing storm related. Doesn't look like. Jameson says, so I've been looking at that here in a week and a half. I know it's a little far out, but I think Indiana and Iowa, Illinois might get a lot of strong storms. And I think Tornado Alley is about to come to life. I mean, we're kind of out of season for that. I mean, typically, we have the biggest part of the season in the MAM months. March, April, May, typically, is usually the big months. So, I mean, yes, we can have little flare-ups like today. That could really happen any time of the year, really. But, full-time, full-blown severe weather season, we've already went through it. The main thing we got to look at now is the tropics. We really need to keep an eye on the tropics here because, dude, the Pacific is blowing up right now. There is so much going on in the EPAC here. Oh, my gosh, dude. Look at the EPAC. I mean, we have a hurricane going on right now. And a new tropical storm here as well. Disturbance here with a 60% chance of development. Got another disturbance that's going to develop at some point. 90% chance. Another one, 20%. Yeah, EPAC is on fire. But, yeah, Atlantic as of now is pretty quiet for now. There actually is a wave that I'm keeping an eye out there for. Barb says the main jet stream is in Canada now. Let me look real quickly. I'm going to bring up the full view. Here, we'll hop you all over here. Let's see. Yep. So yeah, you're right. The main jet here you can see is up across lower portions of Canada here. This is our 500 millibar jet. Do I think Tornado Alley is moving to Pennsylvania? I do not. TGM says, why must Canada always have wildfires? Because they got a lot of trees. They do. See, the wind just died down in Cedar Falls, Iowa. We lost electricity for a second night in a row. Goodness, dude. I'm glad to see you're okay, dude. Here, you said Cedar Falls, right? Cedar Falls. Here, let me see what we're looking at out here. Cedar Falls. Here we go. Okay. Yeah, so you're on the trailing end of that severe thunderstorm warning here. Gotcha. So thankfully, a lot of the worst of it's kind of over with here, but still, I would recommend still being indoors. Of course, there's still some lightning going on out there. This warning did have 70 observed. See, they still have 80. They still have 80 on this one warning out by Winthrop, Independence here. Where is it? 80 mile an hour. So this is now radar indicated again. Okay. Well, this is wind threat observed. Hold on. Yeah, I know earlier we had a 78 mile an hour wind report. I forgot where that was at, though. I think it was... I forgot exactly. It was somewhere in the region. It's got a tornado possible tag, too. Goodness. So these velocities are pretty high. I mean, these storms are moving pretty quick, too. Let's see, the warning out there by Cedar Rapids. Moving southeast at 55. We got a couple of faster moving ones here, too. Yeah, there you go. Look at that. ASOS reported a wind gust of 78 miles an hour in Waterloo. Waterloo is where it was at. That's where the report was. What's up, Brandy? Good to see you, my friend. Those storms had high winds. Yeah, they sure did. Let's see here. Cheryl says one storm had over 100 mile an hour winds, either Minnesota or Iowa. Was it 100? Sheesh, dude. Yeah, I wasn't there for that. I was, one that covered a lot of the night shift here. From what I saw earlier that was going on, though, the max I seen was 80, but from what it sounds like, there was some that was well over 80 miles an hour today. So, yeah. The threat for damaging winds, still definitely persists. I mean, we literally just had a 78 mile an hour wind gust here still, and, it's 2:30 in the morning here. That happened more towards 2 o'clock, but yeah. No, the storms, they are definitely still packing a punch here. I mean, definitely is still needed to be monitored. Especially because they're heading in towards the Cedar Rapids area. A little bit more populated areas here. Let's see. Link says, had some good winds here. I was at another live stream. Hold on. Sorry, I read that totally wrong. We had some good winds where I was at and live streamed them as well. Looks like we got another cell to the west. Hope it falls apart here, South Metro. Gotcha. So, out here in Minnesota, we do have a little bit of convection going on out here southwest of Minneapolis. This right here, this shouldn't be any big problem. Right now the immediate concern is this little guy, this MCS here that we have chugging along to the east here. Like I said, Cedar Rapids, you guys are in that warning here. I mean, we got to keep it out there for those regions. And I wonder if the models here, let me bring up the models real quickly. I want to see the latest HRRR here. I mean, I know it's not the best to look at models during mid-event, but, just curious to see. So, the 05 run here. Let's hop you all over here real quickly. The 05 UTC run here. This was about a little less than 2 hours ago. Really has this thing kind of falling apart as just before it really goes into Illinois here. We're close. We're close. The watch expires in about 2 or so hours. So, yeah, hopefully that'll kind of fall apart from what it does look like. But anyways, yeah, so, I mean, HRRR does have this thing falling apart before it really works its way into Illinois here. So that's good. So hopefully here soon we'll really start dropping that threat. I mean, even the SPC did mention that in their mesoscale discussion too. Which, if we bring that up here... let's see. Should diminish in the next couple of hours as an MCS from the northeast central Iowa spreads eastward. So they don't think they're going to issue another watch per se. I mean, we do have this one still in effect, like I said, for about 2 hours or so. But still should not let our guard down. I mean, considering we literally have a warning currently still for 80 mile an hour winds observed. So it's definitely still a nasty set of storms, but hopefully here on out we should be on a waning, a waning movement. Let's see here. Flash flooding today in Troy, Missouri. That's not good. They had to delay Minnesota Twins game, 9th inning. People chose to drive home. I would have stayed at the game, wrote it out. Yeah. Brady says, please hit the like and subscribe for to the channel for Andrew. He's always on when we need him. I appreciate that, Brandy. I try to be. I definitely try to be, my friend. It just sucks that nature, has to do this at what, almost 3 in the morning. It's rough. I'm sleepy. Come on. Hey, but you know what? I'm glad to be here, though, man. I tell you. I don't like the circumstances in which we're here, but I enjoy helping the best I can. Might not be the best weather streamer out there, but, man, I do try. I do try to keep you guys updated. I don't have all those fancy cameras and all that fun stuff or anything like that, but we got what we got. I'm happy with it. That's all that matters. South Central says, hey Andrew, what's up, man? Good to see you, man. Hope you are doing well. But yeah, if you guys are just tuning in here, once again, heads up to my Cedar Rapids folks here. We do have this line, this little snake here. Heading towards the region here. Once again, this is 70-mile-per-hour winds observed here. We out there by Waterloo, we did have 80-mile-an-hour winds that's been observed out there. Let's see, yeah, look at this. Look at all these extra notes they added. Extremely dangerous tornado, or extremely dangerous situation with tornadic-like wind speeds expected. Let's see, continuous crowd. Gosh, I can't even English at 3 in the morning, so I apologize for my grammar. It's terrible. Continuous cloud-to-ground lightning is occurring with these storms too. Torrential rainfall is also occurring. So, yeah, all the above and beyond. Anyways, can't forget about this little lonely severe warning up in Montana. Just kind of a little basic severe warning. 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter hail. This includes, let's see, Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation and Crow Indian Reservation. That is a long name of a place. Actually 2 places here still. Northern Cheyenne Indiana Reservation and Crow Indian Reservation. That's crazy. That is something else, man. But yeah, we got a warning out there. We'll keep an eye on that, but it's kind of a little base warning, But like I mentioned, guys, if y'all are ahead of this main line here, please, keep a close eye on it, because we are definitely still seeing, a pretty decent wind threat with it. Don't let your guard down, because, like I said, we still do have some warnings here, 70, 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and all that, which, this one has been observed here out there by Waterloo. So, definitely still has potential in it. So we'll definitely keep a close eye on it. Let's see here. What's up, Joseph? Saying, hey, Andrew, just bored and wanted to spend some time hanging out with you, bud. I appreciate it, dude. Yeah, the company is everything at this time. I really enjoy the company. What's up, Scott? Saying hi, Andrew, and everyone. What's up, man? Good to see you. All right, so southern warning here. We got 13 minutes, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and penny hail. This is currently out by Marshalltown, LeGrand, Laurel, Newton. By the way, this is all in Iowa. Coming up here on Toledo, Iowa. Let's see, out there by Grinnell, Malcolm, and Gilman. Got 12 minutes on the Waterloo storms, 70-mile-an-hour winds observed. Let's see, kind of pulling out of Waterloo now. Heading up there out by Rainbeck, kind of pulling out soon at Rainbeck. Coming up on, let's see here, Cloutier, I think it is. Vinton, see Center Point, Winthrop. Yeah, looks like we have a pretty nasty little part of the storm over here by Olwen, I think it might be. Hazleton area. Yeah, this is the one that they just dropped it, thankfully. This was the one that was at 80. We're now down to 70 on this guy. Still very strong winds and also quarter hail. They did. This one does have a little bit greater of a hail threat. So, but yeah, once again, everybody, I'm happy to tell you, I think a lot of the tornado threat's over with tonight. That main threat is over with. Let me hop you guys over here to the meso analysis real quickly. The kinematics currently, we got a little bit of curvy hodos, but I mean the wind shear is very weak. I mean lower level flow is about at max 15 knots. Yeah, I mean you're not going to get much of anything with that. 850 millibar flow, anywhere from 5 to 15 knots here. I mean, shoot, even mid-level flow, too, is still about 15 knots. So, yeah, wind shear is pretty weak, but we still do have a pretty good amount of fuel, though, with these storms here. You can see a little over 3,000 joules per kilogram. On the northern side, the instability is a lot weaker, as you can see. So it's a really steep drop-off, with all that instability here. The southern tail has the most fuel. Let's do downdraft cape here. You have really, really high ND cape still. So that's help aiding in that damaging wind threat. What's up, Starshine? Good to see you, my friend. Saying, hey guys, about to go to bed. Just want to, but make sure that you're staying safe and in a shelter if needed. Better to be safe than sorry. Yeah, we definitely want you guys to be safe and watching the weather. It's very important that you guys do so. Because like I said, I mean these storms they're rough. They are definitely a little bit of a different breed of storms. These aren't your typical thunderstorms in the afternoon of every normal summer day. These are a different breed. These ones are pretty nasty. But thankfully, we're starting, I believe, to wane down a little bit overall. In the overall risk, we're not out of the woods yet. Okay, but I think within the next couple of hours we'll be good. Because models do show this thing weakening before it kind of gets into Illinois here. We still have to watch this for about 2 hours here. Storms, a lot of these warnings here are still mostly 70 miles an hour. So we'll keep it on it. Let's see here. What's up, Austin? Good to see you, man. Could you tell me how Weaverville, North Carolina, and Piney Flats, Tennessee will be in the next few days? Yeah, I got you, man. Let me try to make it quick since we're doing coverage. Okay, so this area here, let's see. We do not have anything today. So next 3 days are just thunderstorm risks here. Potential for normal thunderstorm activity. Nothing really big. Flooding risk here. We got a level 1 today, level 1 tomorrow, and a level 1 the day after. So, yep. So a little flooding threat, for those areas that are in the low-lying spots. Where's the other one you said? Piney Flats, Tennessee. All right, let's see what we got going on here. I don't think there's a lot going on for Tennessee. Okay, this is not super far from the previous location here. Okay, so same thing. Yeah, just general thunderstorms the next 3 days here. The rainfall threat, let's see, flooding threat level 1 today. Then going into day 3 here. So since today's a new day, it is now Tuesday, so this would be for Wednesday. Got another little 5% risk here. Anyways, I would love to do more of an in-depth view, but like I said, we're kind of doing coverage here, so I'm trying to keep my eyes on this here. Once again, heads up, my folks up in Cedar Rapids. Like I said, we're getting ready to get the storm here soon. Once again, this is actually warned for 70-mile-per-hour winds, and it has been observed here too. Radar and Emergency Manager. We've had multiple weather stations to report that as well. Let's see. Joseph says anything. Tennessee got anything in the near future? Nothing big, really. Yeah, we just looked at eastern Tennessee. most of that applies to just Tennessee in general. I mean, the overall risk here. Here, let's look at today's risk here. We're the new day one here. We still do have just a general thunderstorm risk here. Yeah, I mean that's just kind of applies to everybody. Just a little bit of storms. Just kind of typical typical summertime storms out there. Nothing aggressive really. Let's see. Link, what kind of question is that? I don't know what that has to do with the the weather. All right, we got 6 minutes left on the storm out by Marshalltown, guys. Still quite a bit of lightning activity. Once again, the southern side here we were talking about here, looking at mesoanalysis, that's where a lot of the instability is still at. There's still a lot of fuel on that southern side. Still got quite a bit of lightning activity popping through. Also kind of on the northern extent as well. This is where the instability becomes a little bit less. The further you go down on this little MCS here, the higher the instability is. We do have a tour possible on this one warning, though, out by Independence. Let's see. Austin says, you're completely fine, man. Maybe later or something I can get back to you when you're not so busy. I appreciate what you do for everyone and keeping everyone safe. Yeah, no problem, dude. Yeah, we'll see what we do later on today. I'm not entirely sure what we're going to be doing later today. But whatever it is, we'll probably at least do an update for you guys. I'll be more than happy to help. Yeah, I think Wisconsin's probably mostly done for the night, severe weather-wise. This is just a bunch of broken convection at this point. Just a lot of multicellular thunderstorm activity here. So I think a lot of Wisconsin's threat is mostly over with here. Still do got a couple special weather statements here for 50-mile-an-hour winds. I mean, all right. So storms should be out there by Cedar Rapids area here pretty soon. We got a warning out here by the Cedar Rapids area, including Anamosa, Vinton, Manchester, Marion, Hiawatha. Hiawatha. I did say that one. Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Bella Plain, Center Point. Let's see here. Lisbon, Fairfax, Ellie, Atkins, Walford, Urbana, Dysart, Central City. Let's see here. And Springville. So that's for the big one here. This has 70-mile-an-hour winds observed here. Also Penny Hill. Penny Hill's kind of the least of your concerns. Yeah, we got an hour left on that one. Let's see here. I only asked because lightning bugs have been great before the storms this year. I haven't really seen any this year. Let's see. What's up, Carrot? Said yesterday was insane, honestly, especially that discrete cell at the start. Man, I don't remember yesterday, yet alone what I ate yesterday. We did do a little bit of coverage, though. Oh, got a new warning up here in Montana. Got an extension warning here, including Colstrip here. 60-mile-an-hour winds, also still quarter hail, including Colstrip, Northern Cheyenne Indian Reservation, and Crow Indian Reservation. So, yeah, just 60-mile-an-hour winds, quarter hail there. We have a little bit of convection out here. Nothing big. Definitely no Iowa storms. Nothing like that. Yeah, most of these warnings here for 70-mile-an-hour winds. The back one out here by Waterloo, guys, is about to expire here in about 2 minutes, which includes the Rainbeck area. Same thing for the one out there by Marshalltown. You guys are almost out, too. We still have a bit of lightning activity by Marshalltown here, it looks like, so still would recommend that you stay away from windows. It's kind of important. Lightning is very dangerous, and, just want to protect you from that, too. look at satellite view. We do get that sat view on the bottom panel, but I do want to take a peek here. Let's see. Let's look at our lower level water vapor here. Yeah, it's pretty dry ahead, but yeah, thankfully, like I mentioned, you know, the models and everything like that really do, the models really do plan to show the system really decaying over the next couple of hours. So, you know, by the time it gets to Illinois, it should mostly be weakened by the time. Let's see here. Caleb says, I'm not home. Is Holy Cross gonna take a big hit? Let me see where this is at. And I'll let you know, my friend. Let's see. Holy Cross. This is in Iowa. Gotcha. Okay. I see where you're at. So there's no warning in place yet. That storm is, you know, heading in that direction currently. If we look at the radar, you can see that, you know, that system is tracking its way here. My software's being a little bit slow here, so I apologize. But yeah, it is heading in that direction. No warnings as of yet. The warnings slightly to your west, though. They are warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds. I would, if you're out there, you know, definitely monitor this. And, you know, while you're ahead of the storm, if you have anything that's loose outside, bring it inside. I mean, this goes for a lot of you guys. You know, if you're still ahead of this line and can do so safely, you know, just make sure you're not right up on the storm and do this. But, you know, if you're still a good distance ahead of the storm here, and you're in the path here, it would be really important to just make sure that you bring in any loose objects, you know, like lawn furniture, plants, whatever. You just don't really want your stuff to go flying, for one. You don't want to damage or lose your property, but, you know, you also got to think that, you know, if you leave it outside, it could become projectiles and could cause further damage. So, and then, of course, also, you know, it's very important that you guys, you know where to go, you know, in case you get these warnings here. I mean, 70-mile-an-hour winds is no joke. I mean, most buildings can withstand 70-mile-an-hour winds, yes, but there is still risks involved, you know, with that. You know, tree branches, trees coming down, you know, windows being shattered, stuff like that. So definitely, still, we need you to go towards your safe spot in these warnings, you know, 70-mile-an-hour winds and whatnot. You know, like I mentioned, it's... If you have a basement storm cellar, that's where you want to go. If not, no worries. Then you go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. You know, find such, you know, closet, find a, you know, bathroom, just on the interior portion, you know, of your home is where you'd want to go. You know, that'll offer the most walls between you and the outside as possible, giving you more barricades, just giving you more protection overall. So it's, you know, it's important. You know, trailers, I really wouldn't recommend riding out these storms in trailers. I mean, if you're well ahead of the line and you can go to a friend's house real quickly or something, I know it's pretty early. You know, most trailers can, yes, survive 70-mile-an-hour winds here. I do know that. I mean, I think this is a wind class 1 reading area, which I think is supposed to withstand up to 80-mile-an-hour winds sustained, if I'm not mistaken. So, anyways. So, you know, that's that. So just please, you know, make sure you're watching this one, guys. And, you know, we'll keep you guys updated here. Well, thankfully, like I said, a lot of this should hopefully start to die down here pretty soon. Let's see. Link says, did I get the clip you sent? I did not. I did have my Twitter on my on this computer. I've not signed in, so I'll have to look at it later. But I'll look at it in a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Carrot says Supercell produced several tornadoes, included like 3 or more strong tornadoes. Most of them were brief, but regardless, I was shocked. One even managed to do some major damage. I did see some footage earlier. Yeah, of some of that activity. I think it was Dakotas, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, once again, you know, I'm really happy to say I do believe that the main tornado threat is, you know, well over at this point. You know, looking over here back at the meso analysis here. Let's see here. Hopping over to the kinematics, lower level shear. We do have about 10 knots of lower level shear. You know, which is pretty darn pretty darn low. Mid-level shear also is really not anything super high either. We're about 15 knots or whatever. So pretty weak kinematics. But instability, we're still kicking, man. I tell you, we still have quite a bit of instability and everything. Stormfront, do you really have nothing better to do, man? I mean, I'm genuinely curious. Do you really have nothing better to do? All right, so we're back down to just a couple warnings here, y'all. Here, let's bring you guys back over here. So once again, Cedar Rapids, we are just on the edge of it here. Let's see, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. Once again, this is observed too. Radar emergency manager here. This warning includes Cedar Rapids. Let's see here. Anamosa, Vinton, Manchester, Marion, Hiawatha. Hiawatha, I think. I don't know how you say that one. Let's see, Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Bella Plaine, Center Point. Let's see, Lisbon, Fairfax, Ely, Atkins, Walford, Urbana. Let's see here, Dysart. Let's see here, or not Dysart, Dysart, I think it is. Let's see, Central City and Springville. So that's for the main one here. Once again, this one's for 70-mile-an-hour winds, penny hail here. So just a bit of a heads up. Southern warning here. We got quite a bit of lightning activity on this guy out here by Grinnell and Brooklyn. This one is here for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny hail. We got an hour left here overall. So, once again, a lot of lightning activity. You got to look out there for that too, because, lightning is a big concern. So just make sure you stay away from windows and remain indoors. Then, of course, we have this guy over here by Winthrop area here, 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. You can see a little bit of higher end reflectivity here, just east of Winthrop. Really good possibility. We probably have a little bit of hail in there. So that's going up here towards Masonville currently. So it's probably pretty heavy out there. Rain's probably really coming down, maybe a little bit of hail mixture. So that is that. But guys, please make sure, like I said, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask. Okay, we now have a new warning for 80-mile-an-hour winds observed. Like I said, it definitely don't want to let our guards down yet, y'all. But yeah, 80-mile-an-hour winds observed now. New warning out here, quarter hail 2. Let's see here. At 1:50 a.m. Central Time, a wind gust of 77 miles an hour is reported in Independence. Let's see, widespread reports of trees down in Buchanan County have been reported as well. So the locations impacted include Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Marion, Hiawatha, Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Center Point, Central City, Springville, Walker. Let's see here, Alburnett, Coggin, see Hopton, Ryan, Martelli. Let's see here, Prairieburg, Masonville, Morley, and Toddville. So just a bit of a heads up there. What's up, Chris? Good to see you, man. Good to see ya. C-Link says, all good, bud. Just, let's see. The wind was definitely a big issue. No hail, though. That's good. That's good. Well, I'm glad to see you're good, my friend. What's up, Glinda? Saying, does Thursday, Friday look severe for zip code? I don't know how it looks. Some people are telling me it could get bad. Here, we'll go off of what the SPC says here. This is Tennessee. Gotcha. Okay. So, as of right now, which, I'll go ahead and bring up the SPC for you. We do not have anything in the extended range. The only days of severe weather here is going to be here for, Tuesday and Wednesday. So, here for basically today and tomorrow. Later on today, we do have another slight risk here, but this is just outside of Tennessee. So, as of now, SPC does not have any risk, any extended range here. So I don't really see anything, it's not at this point significant enough for the risk area. But I could check the models real fast. Just take a quick peek at the GFS here, see what we got going on for Thursday and Friday. It looks like we do build in some instability late Thursday here. Let's see. Lower level shear is very weak. Mid-level shear is super weak. Yeah, probably just normal thunderstorms, honestly. So, whenever it comes to it, I mean, it doesn't seem to be anything really big, honestly. So, anyways. But yeah, so I mean, I'll let you know if anything pops up here, though. If we do get any new updates or anything like that. But as of now, it really doesn't seem to be anything big. All right, so once again, everybody, heads up to my Cedar Rapids folks here. We are definitely keeping an eye out there for that, for the region here. Once again, we are seeing 70-mile-an-hour winds here observed, and also penny-sized hail here. Let's see here. Thoughts about being on a houseboat during the storm in the Cedar Rapids area? Probably, I'd recommend going somewhere. But yeah, houseboat probably not the best place to be, my friend. If you have a neighbor with a house, I would recommend quickly going over there. Yeah, I mean, probably wouldn't really be the best, but let's see. The winds out here currently, these are 1 for 70-mile-an-hour winds here. Then the one actually out here by Central City area here, this one is now up to 80. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Let's see. At least I was smart enough to tell my neighbors to put their garbage cans until the storm passed. Hey, I mean, that is pretty smart. That's good. That is good. And like I mentioned, if you guys are well ahead of the line here, well ahead of the storm here, if you're within a good distance away, I would heavily recommend that you, just bring in any loose objects. If you have anything that's, loose out there, such as lawn furniture, such as plants or whatever, just anything that could really get, go airborne or go flying, I would definitely recommend that, definitely would recommend that you bring those inside, not only because, we don't want you to lose your property, but also because those could become, projectiles as well and could be a little bit of a concern. So, if you can, just make sure you're well within, distance away from the storm before you do that. The storm, though, is approaching Cedar Rapids area now. It'll be there very, very soon. Same thing for Marion. Let's see, out there by Prairieburg area. Once again, we have a new warning if you're just tuned. Holy cow. Okay, they actually upgraded that now to 90-mile-an-hour winds observed here. Holy cow. Emergency management, 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter hail. It says it's from emergency management. I don't know if that's how they actually measured that. Doesn't really say. But yeah, we're now up to 90-mile-an-hour winds, you guys. 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts here in quarter-size hail. Yeah, I mean, quarter hail, that's where it really starts to become, severe in terms of hail. But yeah, you have that. You have quarter hail at 90 miles an hour. That's going to hit pretty hard. That is certainly going to hit pretty hard. Let's see here. Also, the models, the high-pressure system in the plains retreat by August 8th, which will bring a few shortwave drops to plains. Yeah, so for the heat wave, a lot of the north and a lot of the central country is likely going to have a bit of a cool down, thankfully, but still looks to be pretty hot for a lot of us in the south, unfortunately. Yeah, I really hope that this heat will go away soon, man. It's been brutal. It's been brutal. But yeah, hopefully it'll all come to an end soon. Man, I can't get over this, man. 90-mile-an-hour winds observed on this one here. Tornado possible, quarter-size hail. Let's see here. Joseph says, this year's weather pattern reminds me of 1997, all the rain and crazy weather and the temperatures. I wasn't around in '97, so I couldn't tell you, man. I was -5 years old. Yeah. No, like I mentioned, though, I mean, if you guys are in the area here, with this one warning, once again, this is for 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. This includes Prairieburg, Central City, let's see, Alburnett, I think it is, Springville, Anamosa, out there by Monticello, Hopkinton, Ryan, Kroger, let's see here, Center Point area here. So just keep it close out there for that. Once again, this is 90-mile-an-hour wind gusts and quarter hail on that one. What's up, CH4? Good to see you, man. Glad to have you here. See, the new super rain we've been experiencing has been rough. The oddest month of storms ever. Sheets of rain. Yeah, it's some places are really getting drenched out there. I mean, we got all kinds of flood warnings all in effect still across areas like Missouri, portions of Iowa here, Minnesota. Yeah, there's been quite a bit of flooding out there. Let's see. If you want less heat, throw in that high pressure. Yeah, that is a big problem. Those ridges, man, I tell you. They're not always your friend. What's up, Cordell? Saying sirens in Cedar Rapids 5 minutes ago. Yeah, so Cedar Rapids, like I mentioned here, let's see, this is for 70-mile-per-hour winds observed here. And the one up to the north here, this one is also for 90. So, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm really not surprised, though. So y'all please be careful out there, okay? CH4 says be safe, everyone. You too, man. You as well. All right, we're going to take a peek here at the overall excessive rainfall risk here. So we do have, let's see here, this 5% risk here for later on today. I don't know when the last time they updated this here. I don't know if they have the new WPC update or not. Anyways, though, I believe, I don't think they've updated this one quite yet. So this area is still in that, still in that 5% area here. Currently, we do have this one flood warning out here by Marengo, which these storms are approaching. Probably not gonna really help. Ooh, look at the back end of this storm here. So it's for 60. How high would the cloud tops be for hail to happen? It's not in direct correlation with cloud tops. For hail correlation, it's not directly linear like that. There's a lot of factors that's needed for hail development. Instability, wind shear, lapse rates, all kinds of stuff. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go through these areas here once again, everybody. If you're just tuning in here, we are watching the storms up here in eastern Iowa. We do have ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning here for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts here, which is observed. This one includes the regions of Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Manchester, Marion, let's see, Hiawatha. I'm not sure how you pronounce that one. Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, let's see, Bella Plain, Center Point, Lisbon, Fairfax, Ellie, let's see here, Atkins, Walford, Central City, Springville, Palo, Shellsburg, and New Hall. So heads up there for you folks. But yeah, we have this guy here. This is definitely a very dangerous situation of 90-mile-per-hour wind gusts here and quarter-sized hail. This is direct quote from the National Weather Service here, from Source of Emergency Management. You're in a life-threatening situation. Flying debris may be deadly to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be heavily damaged or destroyed. If you notice, this is similar wording to tornado warnings, because we are dealing with tornadic-like wind speeds here overall. So, that is definitely really, really, definitely really a big concern here. Link says trolls suck. They literally have nothing better to do. They're not even bothering me. Actually, I find it kind of funny. But, you know, I'm just here to help you guys out, man. You know, there's a lot of no lives out there. It's not my problem. Let's see here. Pronounce Hiawatha right. Did I? That's actually surprising. That is honestly surprising. Yeah, if you're new to the channel, one thing you guys are going to know is that, you know, whenever it comes to me pronouncing these names, it could be a disaster. Let's see here. Cedar Rapids, I can see the clouds whipping around as the sirens went off. Dude, stay safe out there, man. Yeah, it looks like the Cedar Rapids area is now starting to get it here. Current storm over here is by Manchester, out there by Dundee. It's out there by the Croggan, Central City, Albernet, Robbins, Palo, Newhall, Keystone. See here, Chelsea, Grinnell, and out there by Montezuma. So, like I mentioned, we do have quite a bit of lightning activity still on the system here. You know, especially on that southern side. Like I mentioned, we do have a lot of instability out here still, which if we take a peek over at the, let's see here. If we take a peek over at the mesoanalysis again, you guys can see we do have quite a bit of instability here. I mean, we're still talking a good, you know, 3, maybe 4,000 joules per kilogram out there. You know, it really drops off once you get to the northern part of this this MCS here. But, you know, she's still kicking. But like I mentioned, things should start to weaken here within the next few hours, thankfully. So, let's see. Yeah, be careful out there, dude. Yeah, so like I mentioned, guys, you know, if you're in the path of these storms here, especially, you know, the ones that have like 90-mile-an-hour winds on this one, like I said, the one out here by Monticello, Anamosa, out there by Springville, this one has 90-mile-per-hour winds observed on it in quarter-size hail. But, you know, at this point in time, like I said, these are nearly tornadic-like, or these are tornadic-like wind speeds here, in which, you know, at this point, you should, you know, if you're in this region, you should definitely, you know, remain indoors, well away from windows. You know, I'd even recommend going to your, I mean, yeah, given a magnitude this, you need to go to your safe spot, you know, given a warning like this. You know, whenever it comes to it, though, we do have ourselves, you know, or like I said, 90-mile-an-hour winds with this. It's definitely pretty active. But what I'd really recommend, though, is if you have a basement, a storm shelter, that is where you should go. If not, go to the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home is what I would definitely recommend. You know, just staying away from the outside as much as possible is the best. You know, put as many walls between yourself and the outside. You know, hunkering down in a you know, a bathroom or a closet would be really good, just to make sure you're far away from this. But yeah, so once again, we have 90-mile-an-hour winds observed on this one. This includes the following areas here of Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Marion, Hiawatha, Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Center Point, Central City, Springville, Walker, Albernet. Let's see here, Coggan, Hopkinton, Ryan, Martelli. Let's see here, Prairieburg, Masonville, Morley, and Toddville. So those are the areas that's in that one for 90-mile-per-hour winds here. They actually just downgraded to 80, thankfully, but still, 80-mile-an-hour winds, still no joke. So Cedar Rapids is now kind of starting to pull into it. Looks like they're kind of getting likely a little bit of light, moderate rainfall now, but yeah, they're definitely starting to get into that system here now. So out here by Cedar Rapids, we do have this warning for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts observed here. So there is that. Let's see here. Source emergency management. Locations impacted include Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Manchester, Marion, Hiawatha, I think it is, Mount Vernon, Monticello, a lot of the other ones for the other warning here as well. Let's see here. Bella Plain, Center Point, Libsyn, Fairfax, Ellie, Atkins, Waltford. Let's see. Central City, Springville. Let's see. Palo, Shellsburg, and Newhall. All right. Good night, Cheryl. Thanks for joining, my friend. Good to see you. All right. Working our way down the line here. So we got another warning. This one's for 60. Still want you guys to be indoors. 60 doesn't seem as significant as some of these other warnings that we have. But let me remind you, 60-mile-an-hour winds is still, pretty heavy. It could definitely have, some impacts as well. But, yeah, so this warning out here is for 60-mile-per-hour winds here. This includes Montezuma, out here by Deep River, coming up here for you guys. Out there by Brooklyn, Grinnell. Let's see here, Searsboro, Chelsea, Venning, Tama. So we have 36 minutes on this guy here. But yeah, this one is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So like I mentioned, penny hail's not too much of a big concern, but it becomes a little bit more of a concern whenever you start moving penny hail at 70, 80 miles an hour. So that's when it starts to, kind of really suck. So, definitely don't want to be out in that. Ice hitting you at that speed is not very pleasant. Not very pleasant. Let's see here. Ratio says here in Cedar Rapids it's not bad. Been some let's see here. Been some rain, some wind. North of us saw a velocity area of 90+ mile an hour winds. Wow. Goodness. What's up, Sonia? Good to see you, my friend. All right, so just so you guys know, the severe thunderstorm watch, we have about 2 hours left in it here. I do want to take a moment here with you guys to hop to the models real quickly. I just want to take a peek here at the 06 UTC. This one is... Okay, yeah. Here, let's go ahead and bring y'all over here real quickly. Oh, never mind, we're already here. Y'all, I'm losing my mind, man. It's 3 in the morning, it'll do that for you. But, yeah, so you can see the HRRR really has this line of storms really just kind of falling apart potentially, just by the time it works its way into Illinois here. So, things should weaken by the time, or mostly weaken by the time we reach Illinois. Should not be nearly as significant as, it is now. Let's see here. Yeah, Carrot, it's not the best. I explained this actually in another one of my streams here a while back. If you guys have ever been to the beach, let's say 30, 40 mile an hour winds, how you get sand blasted? Those are little pellets of sand, right? So, and that's at, 30, 40 miles an hour. Imagine hail at, in this case, 60, 70, 80, even up to 90 miles an hour. Because the warning we have here, this one was at 90 mile an hour winds and quarter hail. We are now downgraded to 80 mile an hour winds, which is still hurricane force winds, by the way, and quarter size hail. Which, once again, I'm going to go ahead and list these areas here since this is a really big warning. This is for 80 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter hail. Once again, everybody, if you're just tuning in, we are tracking eastern Iowa currently. We have a warning in place for 80 mile per hour wind gusts as well as quarter-sized hail. Let's see. This includes Cedar Rapids, Anamosa, Marion, Hiawatha. Let's see. Mount Vernon, Monticello, Robbins, Center Point, Central City, Springville, Auburnett. Let's see here. Coggan, Hopkinton, Ryan, Martelli, Prairieburg, Mason. Let's see here. Masonville. Sorry. Morley, Toddville, and Troy Mills. So that's the warning that's for 80 mile per hour winds observed out there. So if you know anybody out there, if you're in that region yourself, please be careful. Stay well away from windows. Go indoors. Even highly recommend to go to your safe spot. Well away from the outside. If you have a basement, storm shelter, go there. If not, the central interior portion on the lowest floor of your home. Let's see here. What's up, Moderate? Good to see you, my friend. So, yeah, we're kind of watching that right now. Here, we're going to take a peek over here at later today's outlook here. So we have another level 2 threat here for later today, which extends in from, once again, Montana, cutting through Wyoming, a little bit of South Dakota, Nebraska, into Iowa here. We do have ourselves, let's see here, not a tornado threat for today. In terms of gusty winds, though, we do have ourselves actually a hatch risk here for gusty winds again later today. It's a 15% risk here. And then in terms of hail, we have a bit of a hail threat out further to the west here overall. So just wanted to mention that. It's going to be later on for today. Frank says, can I go back to sleep in southwest Cedar Rapids? So I would hold off a little bit longer. I mean, you guys are kind of starting to get some of the worst of it now. Just wait for, the main bulk of the system to roll through. I mean, we still do have a bit of lightning. We still are likely containing some really strong winds out there. Once again, this warning out there for Cedar Rapids is for 70-mile-an-hour winds, which, that is still really strong and can cause damage and stuff. So recommended to stay up for a little bit longer until, the rain starts to calm down. Once you kind of get on the backside of that storm system, that'll be whenever I'd recommend to definitely, definitely to kind of, go to sleep and stuff like that. Sorry, my brain's just all over the place tonight. Being 3:30 in the morning, I'm not fully here. I've been up for probably, I don't know, probably good 22, 23 hours or so. I've been up for a little bit, so my mental state's probably not fully here. Alrighty, so let's see. We got a new warning. Iowa City, guys. This includes North Liberty here. Let's see. Williamsburg, Millersburg, North English here. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So, once again, don't get me wrong. 60-mile-an-hour winds could still be a concern. It's, it seems a lot less significant compared to some of these really crazy warnings that we have, 80, 90-mile-an-hour winds. 60 doesn't seem so bad, but still, remember, 60-mile-an-hour winds can cause problems, and it's warned for a reason, Let's see here. Frank says, when does it expire for me? Gotta get up in 2 hours. I hear you, man. So this this warning expires in about 15 minutes here. Yeah, I think by then you would be, pretty good. Yeah, it's really that initial front there that really contains some of the strongest winds here. Right on the front of it. But just give it a little bit. I'd recommend just waiting maybe another 15 minutes or so if you could. Just to ensure that you're good and that everything calms down a little bit. Let's see here. Yeah, once again, this is still warned for 70-mile-an-hour winds though, which has been observed. You can see the wind threat has been observed down there. So just hang on a little bit longer, my friend. If you want, I'll let you know. Let's see here. What's up, KS? Hope you're doing good, my friend. Live in Springville. Let's see here. Heavy winds, gusts, light rain. Be careful out there, dude. Be careful. Yikes. That's not good, Carrot. Yeah, and 60-mile-an-hour winds and stuff like that can still, knock down trees and, cause all kinds of concerns. So please don't let the lower number, compared to what we've been seeing today, don't let the lower number say, okay, that's not as bad. Which, I mean, yeah, it's not as bad as 90-mile-an-hour winds, but still, it's a warning. It's still warned for a reason, All right, let's see here. We got a warning over here out there by Tipton, Clarence. So we're really starting to push into the eastern side of Iowa now at this point in time. Out there by Onslow, Wyoming, not the state, by the way. This is eastern Iowa. Out there by Cascade, Clarence, Loudon, Mechanicsville. 70-mile-per-hour winds observed here in penny-sized hail. So once again, the hail threat does seem to have dropped quite a bit. Speaking of, they did drop that one warning from 80 now down to 70. Never mind. No, it's just stacked for some reason. Okay, never mind. No, this is still for 80-mile-an-hour winds. Yeah, I was looking at the top one. My bad, y'all. But yeah, this is still 80 observed in quarter-sized hail. Still, regardless, 70, 80, you need to be in your safe spot, okay? Yeah, no problem, Frank. Like I said, we're here for you, man. If any of you guys have any questions here, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here to help you guys. That's the whole point of us streaming here, is just to make sure you guys are, staying weather aware. You guys are staying prepared and just up to date. It's very, very important, especially with a breed of storms like tonight's has been. In the overnight threat here, like I said, it's 3:30 in the morning Eastern, 2:30 local, and we're still seeing some gusty winds between 70, 80 miles an hour. So definitely, still need to be keeping a close out there for this. Still, don't let your guard down yet, y'all. But I do have good news, and the good news is that things within the next few hours should be starting to wane down a little bit. Models really have this thing falling apart before really working its way into Illinois here. So, was this storm ever considered a derecho? It was expected to be a derecho. A derecho is simply just a long-lived line of storms with some serious impacts. Mostly a lot of excessive winds and stuff like that. So, what's up, Joe? Good to see you, man. You're in Hiawatha, Iowa right now. That's the one region I could never say right. Is it Hiawatha? I don't know if I'm saying that right or not. But I hope you're doing good, Joe. Good to see you, man. So, let's see here. An intense, well-organized convective line moving quickly into northeast Iowa. This line should remain intense as it continues progressing eastward, perhaps east-southeastward for the next several hours. Strong gusts are likely within the line, including potential gusts reaching around 85 miles an hour. A brief line-embedded tornado is possible as well. Additionally, another convective line is moving southeastward into more of southeast Minnesota. Damaging winds are possible within this line over the next few hours as well. This was issued a while ago, though, guys. This was at 10:05 p.m. Central. It's important to check your dates, your times, I should say. It's very important. But yeah, no, things definitely should start waning down a bit. I think Minnesota's pretty good at this point. We do have a little bit of showers and stuff still going through Minnesota, but honestly, definitely we're not severe out here currently, which is good. Yeah, these guys don't seem to be much of an issue. So you definitely fall apart now. Kind of why I was surprised one started behind it line. Yeah, they're definitely not. Definitely starting to lose a little bit of strength, but remember, we cannot let our guards down here because some of these warnings here still have 80 mile an hour winds on them. Most of these guys here have 70 mile. Yeah, a lot of the lower ones have 60 mile an hour winds, but a lot of the upper warnings here for 70, 80 mile an hour winds out there. So. Let's see here. All right, so we got an update here. We're going to start from the bottom of the system here. So we have Montezuma. You guys are kind of in the heavy activity of it right now. This is for 60 mile per hour wind gusts here, as well as penny-sized hail, including Grinnell, Montezuma, Brooklyn, New Sharon, Victor, Holiday Lake, Malcolm, Deep River, Chelsea. Let's see, Elbron, Barnes City, Searsboro, Hartwick, Guernsey? I think something like that. See here, Vinning and Grinnell Regional Airport. We got another warning here for Iowa City, North Liberty, Williamsburg, Millersburg, North English, Riverside, Lone Tree, South English, some of the regions out there. 60 mile an hour winds in Penny Hale. Now this one's for 70 out by Mechanicsville in eastern Iowa, including Clarence, Tipton, Onslow, Olin, and Cascade. 70 mile an hour winds in Penny Hale. Then the one for 80 mile an hour winds includes Central City, Springville, Marion, Anamosa, Prairieburg, Monticello, Central City, Coggan. Let's see here, Ryan and Hopton for 80 mile an hour winds in Quarter Hale. Then, of course, we have the Cedar Rapids area here still in this warning here, too. Let's see. Storms have moved out of the area. But, yes, Cedar Rapids kind of on the back side here of the system here. So things should be improving soon. Still quite a bit of lightning activity out there, though. Definitely don't want to be outside still. Yeah, just remain indoors, away from windows if you could, and things should be pretty good. We got about an hour left on this severe thunderstorm watch, y'all. So we got a little bit longer here. Once again, if you're just tuning in here, from what it looks like, models really do have this thing really starting to lose its kick as it works its way over here into Illinois. So hopefully within the next little bit, things will really start weakening. I'm hoping so, because I got some sleep to do, man. 3:30 in the morning, it's rough, but nature don't care what time it is, But yeah, if you guys have any questions, once again, please don't hesitate to ask. I will be more than happy to help you guys. Taking a quick little moment to hop over to southeastern Montana. That just shows you I'm tired. Out there by Colstrip here, we got a warning for 60-mile-an-hour winds and quarter hail. 21 minutes left on this guy, including Colstrip. So that's really the only main area there. I don't think we have any other warnings out here other than eastern Iowa. Yep, so this is really the main area that we're paying attention to. Let's see here. That was for Frank in Cedar Rapids. He can go to bed. Yeah. Cedar Rapids, the warning expires in 6 minutes, but yeah, this one, the text did say it moved out of the warned area. Still a little bit of lightning activity out there by Cedar Rapids, but yeah, the worst of it is likely over with at this point, which is good. The line, though, now is starting to head into Iowa City. So if anybody knows anybody up by Iowa City, they're starting to get it out there. 60-mile-an-hour winds as of now is on the warning here. So 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts in penny-sized hail. See, got Brooklyn. Yeah, still really convecting pretty heavy on the southern tail here. Brooklyn, Montezuma. I mean, you can see all these little lightning flashes here. I mean, compared to the area out here by Iowa City, you see there's not as much lightning flashes, but you got this really heavy little this little part here on the southern side of the MCS here. Really is quite electrified. Yep, so that one's for 60 in penny hail. So once again, Montezuma, Brooklyn, out there by Hartwick, Victor, Deep River area. So it looks like we're starting to get a little bit of that outflow boundary starting to work its way into Illinois. You can see we do have a little bit of convection still going on up here by like Wisconsin and whatnot. We have a little bit of storm activity popping through. But yeah, this stuff is really not a problem. Nothing severe. Same thing for Minnesota. Things have definitely calmed down quite a bit here since earlier. So that's good. Right now, this is all just in kind of one little compact area here in eastern Iowa. So certainly be watching this region here. Okay, so these guys expired. Expires in 4 minutes. Yep, so we got 18 minutes on the Brooklyn and Montezuma one we were just talking about. Iowa City one, we still have an hour left here, which includes North Liberty, Williamsburg, let's see, Parnell, Millersburg, North English, Wellman. See here, Colonia, or not Colonia. Is that Colonia? Kelowna, I think it is. Riverside, Lone Tree Hills, and Iowa City area. North Liberty, Oxford, Williamsburg, kind of get it right now. So yeah, 60 on that guy. Then, of course, we have the newer warning out here by Clarence here, Tipton, Mechanicsville. This one is for 70 observed here. Out there by Onslow, Wyoming, Oxford Junction, and Cascade. Penny Hail 70-mile-an-hour winds on this guy. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. So we're kind of out there by the nose of Iowa. let's see here. Let's go take a peek here at the excessive rainfall risk here. So we still do have that 5% region here out there where the storms are at now. So, we're going to keep it out there for the potential of flooding too. We definitely could see some flooding out here as well. Actually, we do have currently a flood warning in effect for the Marengo area, the south of Belle Plaine, out there by Homestead. This was actually in place before this line of storms approached here, so this is just kind of adding to it. Probably not really helping out too much. From what it looks like here, looking at the radar estimates here, with the amount of precipitation, it looks like a lot of these areas here are probably seeing anywhere from 3/4 of an inch to an inch of rain here. Locally higher amounts, certainly possible in some of those regions there. So, not an extreme amount, but definitely a decent amount. Because, flooding would have been a lot bigger of a problem if the system was moving slower, than it is now. This thing is moving pretty darn quick. Let's see here. Yeah, this one's moving southeast at 50. The one up by Iowa City, southeast at 40. Yeah, they all kind of range a little bit here. Good, we're actually dropping a lot of these warnings here. Here, let's look at this real quickly. All right, so this is about 3,000 feet up or so. Radar is scanning velocities here of about nearly 70 miles an hour. Once again, given our high decape, could certainly help some of these strong winds reach the surface here. So, let's see here. Frank, dude, coming with a $2 super chat, man, saying safe to go back to bed here in Southwest Cedar Rapids. Yeah, you should be good, dude. The warning that's in place out there has actually just expired. So yeah, you're good, dude. Yeah, look at that. Cedar Rapids is now outside of the warning area. Frank, thank you, man, for the $2. I really appreciate that, my friend. That's greatly appreciated of you. Thank you for the support. You rock, dude. Yeah, get yourself some sleep, dude. You're definitely gonna need it. But I'm glad to see you're doing all right. Glad to see you're okay. But have a good night, man. Once again, thank you for the two. That means a lot to me, my friend. It really does. Like I said, y'all really do help keep us rolling, and I can never appreciate you guys more than enough. So thank you for the donators and the supporters. But yeah, Frank, thank you, dude. Really appreciate it. Let's see here. Randy says Cedar Rapids northeast side power out and the gnarliest lightning I've ever seen. Yeah, there's a lot of energy with these. Looking at the southern side, on the southern tail of this, you can see all these little lightning indicators here. There was a lot of lightning on the southern tail. It's still definitely quite active through a lot of the MCS here, but it seems like a lot of the southern tail right now is really active with lightning, which kind of makes sense. Once again, hopping back over to meso analysis here, you can see this is where a lot of our instability is at. Most of it, the northern side, has lower amount of fuel or instability here in the atmosphere, while the southern side, by more of the lightning activity, has greater instability out here. Thankfully, we have a little bit of curvature to our photographs, but thankfully the kinematics are pretty darn weak out here. Our lower level winds are, here, let's do the version 2. Lower level winds are like 10 knots, which is, yeah, pretty weak. You can see our downdraft cape, though. This is our downwards energy here. We are well in like 1,600, 1,700 joules per kilogram territory, which, that downdraft energy is really helping these storms here, do all that damaging wind concern. Decape's very important for, monitoring damaging winds and stuff like that. Randy, dude, coming in with the $2 super chat of their own. Randy, thank you, dude. That's greatly appreciated. Saying thanks for being up late, walking us through this. Of course, dude. You know, I promise you guys I'll be here. I'm glad to help out. Randy, thank you for the 2, man. You really didn't have to do that. It's greatly appreciated. Frank and Randy, I appreciate you guys. Greatly appreciate it. If you guys could, in chat, please give Randy and Frank a big thank you for the support. It's really greatly appreciated. You guys really do help keep us rolling. And can never thank y'all more than enough. Thank you, guys. All right, we got a new warning, y'all. This is for eastern Iowa, out here by DeWitt, including Walcott area. This is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. Let's see here. Moving southeast of 45 miles an hour. Okay, so locations impacted include the Davenport area here. Once again, this is eastern Iowa, guys, for the people just joining. Eastern Iowa here. So this includes Davenport, Rock Island, Bettendorf, let's see here, Muscatine, Maquoketa. I have no idea how you say this one. You guys can see it on the screen too. So you can try to figure that one out. I have no idea how you say that one. Durant, let's see here, Eldridge, DeWitt, LeClaire, West Liberty, Wilton, Hampton, Port Byron, Walcott, Bluegrass, Buffalo, Fruitland, let's see, Princeton, Long Grove, and Wheatland. So those are the areas in the new warning here. This also includes, let's see, the following highways: Interstate 74 in Iowa between mile markers 1 and 4, Interstate 80 between mile markers 279 and 306, and Interstate 280 between mile markers 1 and 10. So that is the new warning here. Once again, this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail, or 0.75 inches in diameter. All right, so we got 10 minutes left on the tail of this system here. The one out there by Brooklyn, Montezuma, Deep River, out there by Guernsey, I think it is, Hartwick, Malcolm. Yeah, we got about 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts, and we have 10 minutes left on this guy. Also, penny hail possible. A lot of lightning, though. A lot of lightning out there. Let's see here. If you want some crazy lightning, get on the Northern Lights. Dude, I've always wanted to go see the Northern Lights. That is one thing I've always wanted to do. DM says W donators. I agree. You guys are awesome. All of y'all are awesome, but, you know, extra special thanks to our supporters. Like I said, we couldn't do it without you guys. You really, you know, you guys help keep us afloat, help keep us going. So I really appreciate it. Once again, you know, Randy, Frank, thank you guys. Seriously. What's up, Channel B? Saying, how's Peoria, Illinois looking for the morning? Here, let me just pull up Peoria. I think, yeah, Peoria's in the central side here. So, real quickly, we do have a level 1 risk here later today. Okay, we do not have a tornado threat out there. Let's see, damaging winds. We do have a 5% risk for gusty winds up to 60 mile an hour. And then we're out of the hail threat. So, you know, a little bit of storm activity. You know, an isolated severe storm or two possible. Cannot rule it out here. Let's see, going into day 2. I don't know if I don't think they've updated this outlook out here yet. But yeah. So, you know, at least for later today, keep an eye out there for that. As you know, we could definitely see you know, an isolated severe storm or two, but. Makokada. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Nocturnal. I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for the assistance, man. Okay, so let's see here. All right, so we still got that 70-mile-an-hour wind observed warning here in penny hail. This includes, let's see here. This includes Tipton, West Branch, Durant, Mechanicsville, Stanwood, Monticello, Cascade, Loudon, Olin, Wyoming. Not the state, by the way. This is the town. Oxford Junction, Bennett, yeah. Worthington, Onslow, Morley, Center Junction, Rochester, Canton, Buchanan, and Clarence here. Dangerous situation. These storms are producing widespread wind damage across eastern Iowa. Seek shelter now. So yeah, please, you know, make sure that you are, well away from windows if you're in these warnings here, and if you're ahead of the storm here, make sure you're well away from windows as the storm approaches. Indoors, honestly recommended with some of these winds like 70 or greater that we're seeing here. Recommended to be, well away from windows first of all, but maybe even in your safe spot. Basement storm shelter. Especially for those winds like 80 plus, which right now we have the maximum winds of 70, which is still definitely pretty heavy. Recommended to go towards the center of your home. It would definitely be good. It's really important to put as many stuff between yourself and the outside as possible. During big wind bags like this, because it adds more barricades, it adds more protection. Once again, the good news, one thing I'm really happy to tell you guys here, we talked about this earlier, is that the tornado threat at this point, I do believe, is done. The kinematics, the wind shear, just simply the winds throughout the atmosphere are not really supportive for any, tornadic activity right now, nothing big. The main threat right now that continues is just, a lot of those straight line winds. Hail at this point, too, is... Yeah, all sub-severe, actually, between all four of these warnings that we have here. This is all sub-severe. Let's see, we got 6 minutes left on this tail over here. Let's see here. Link says, take you a special someone north of Duluth, northern Minnesota, Northern Lights. Yeah, I was wanting to take my girlfriend up there to see the Northern Lights up in Canada sometime. A lot of it's timing too. If you go and there's no solar activity, I mean, yeah, sometimes you don't have the, much time in advance, essentially. But yeah, that is on my bucket list. That is definitely something I'd love to do someday. All right, so once again, a little bit of an update from my Iowa City folks here, Eastern Iowa. Just by literally looking at the storm, you can see that it is starting to weaken quite a bit. We're starting to get a lot of breakups here, showing us a good sign that we're starting to kind of lose our structure of the storm here, which is good. The tail is still, really decently intact here, of course. We still do have quite a bit of lightning activity, but lightning activity has slowed down, it looks, for a lot of the main body of the NCS here. The southern side, still very rich in, still very, very rich overall in the lightning aspect. The reason is, more than likely, is because this is the area where we have a lot more instability, and it's kind of where a lot of the stronger, the pretty strong inflow is still feeding into the storm here. Got a new warning here, 60-mile-an-hour winds observed. This includes penny-sized hail, expires in 1 hour. Locations impacted included in this new warning include Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, Washington, let's see here, Sigourney, I think it is, New London, let's see, Winfield, Wayland, let's see, Hedrick, Brighton, What Cheer. There's a town called What Cheer. Okay, Richland, let's see, Ainsworth, Batavia, Birmingham, Salem, Delta, Libertyville, Stockport, Lockridge, and Crawfordsville. New warning out there. Let's see here. See, now you're talking my language. Let's see, I get horrible storm anxiety. Yeah, that's understandable. I used to have it myself, but one thing I like to say this a lot during these coverages and stuff. One thing, if you guys have storm anxiety, I recommend learning how to read radar. It is very useful, because you can kind of see what's going on in the storm. The main fear of storms is, the fear of the unknown, not knowing what to expect, not knowing what's going on outside. It sounds scary, it looks scary, and it's, you just don't know what's going on out there. Radar is a great tool, to help calm your nerves, because you can kind of see what's going on. Like, oh, there's no rotation over me. It's okay, so probably not going to get a tornado. Just little stuff like that. You kind of understand what's going on in the storms, So I highly recommend you guys learn how to read radar, and not just your normal reflectivity radar that you're used to seeing on the weather, on the Weather Channel or whatever. You got to learn like velocity. Velocity teaches us, it kind of shows us where there is, potential rotation, straight line winds, correlation coefficient, shows us, okay, if we have rotation, is there any drops in the correlation? Is there a tornado on the ground? Stuff like that can really help ease the nerves. It really can. Let's see here. So Central Wisconsin is nothing burger. Yeah, so Wisconsin has definitely calmed down. We're not really expecting a whole lot. Wisconsin really wasn't in the main risk here for this event here, which is good. Yeah, nothing severe going on up in Wisconsin right now. So let's see here. I do, but I live on the second floor apartment with a flat roof, so ain't much for protection. Yeah, that's fair. Well, I'm happy to tell you that we're done tornado-wise, I believe. At least the main threat for tornadoes is over with. I'm very, very happy to say that. But we'll nature's crazy. Sometimes stuff can happen, but I think for real, I think we're mostly out of the main tornado threat here. Let's see here. Your youngest hated storms. Now I think he knows more than I do with velocity. And yeah, I mean, it's very important. It's a really useful tool, like learning how to use radar and stuff, because the cool thing is, night or day, it still shows you what's going on. It could be pitch black. Radar can see through that. It's not literally looking. It's reflecting signals. Which it's awesome because we can look at it during the day or during the night. It's always there. But that's y'all's homework. If you guys have storm anxiety, learn how to read radar, and not just any normal radar, not just normal reflectivity. Learn how to read velocity, correlation coefficient. Those are the three main important ones: reflectivity, velocity, correlation coefficient. Those are the ones I want you guys to learn if you have storm anxiety. And also, if you do, if it makes you feel better, severe storm or not, go to your safe spot. That way you're already there, and maybe turn on some tunes to help drown out the noise of the thunder, which, that can be a little scary. So just put on some headphones and just jam out, just make sure you're, still keeping an eye on the alerts and stuff, but, just for your safety. But, those are just some recommendations I recommend to you guys. I used to have that problem too. Growing up as a kid, I used to be terrified of storms, and once I started getting deeper into meteorology, and once I started really investing time into learning how things work and all that stuff, it really helps ease the nerves. It does. Cordell, dude, thanks for the 2, man. I appreciate that. Greatly appreciated. Thanks for the 2, dude. Y'all in chat, please give Cordell a big thank you if you could. Cordell, that's really sweet of you, man. I really appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Like I said, y'all are awesome. I really appreciate it, and you guys really help make this possible. Yeah, rest in peace, Ozzy. I never did say that on my stream, but rest in peace to Ozzy, man. Let's see here. Still live. Yeah, I wanted to cover the main bulk of this here. Thankfully, like I said, you can kind of see everything's starting to break up a little bit here, but still not out of the woods yet. Still can't let our guard down. I mean, we are mostly now in 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts. But we still got that one warning for 70 up here, kind of on the northern side of the line here. I'm gonna need a rake for all that money. Oh yeah. Nah, man. Like I mentioned, a lot of the money we get, we just put right back in the channel. Helping pay for these programs and stuff like that. Like this one here, I do have the paid version. I'd like to get WSV3 back on the channel and stuff. But it's never about the amount. It's really the thought that counts, and it means everything to me. It really does. And honestly, I could do this without getting paid at all, and I'd be happy, and I'd still do it just to be here to help you guys out. I've always just loved tracking storms, always did it in my own time anyways, so, it's just what I love doing, man, I tell you. But I really do appreciate it, and you guys really do help keep things running, and I can't ever thank you enough, guys. Seriously. Let's see here. Agreed. Learning even just a little bit of weather is huge in saving lives. Absolutely. And another really good bit of advice to you guys out there is, if you don't already, I highly recommend investing into a weather radio. So you can get them at Walmart. I think Amazon even sells them, probably. I'm pretty sure they do. Just get yourself a weather radio, because, you don't need Wi-Fi. You don't need power. I mean, some of them are crank radios, and some of them are solar paneled, battery operated, of course. Not reliant on, cell service or, like I said, power or anything like that. Weather radios are very important. You can also tune them to your own area, into your own county. So, if you don't want to hear all the alerts going around you, you can just hear the one for you and whatnot. But another little bit of advice I'd give you guys. All right, so we still have about an hour or so on this watch, by the way. Let's see. Channel B says, I'm just glad you interact with your subs more than most. I try to interact with you guys as much as possible. It's very, very important in a channel like this, covering the weather, is being actively involved in the chat, because it makes it more of a one-on-one experience and more of a, more helpful, essentially. I can hear people out. I can see where you guys are coming from, and I can help in the best of my ability, So I try to be as active as possible. Now, unfortunately, as the channel does get bigger, it might be a little bit harder to keep up with everybody at once, which we've had some streams here or there where the chat just flows, and it's hard to keep up with everything. But, I'm always going to do my best. I always will. Overbuilt says eBay. Yeah, you can get weather radios pretty cheap on eBay too. That's a really good point. Really, really good point. All right, so anyways, folks, a little bit of an update for y'all. So we are watching, the region here. We do have a new warning that just got issued here not long ago. 60-mile-per-hour winds observed here. Let's see, train weather spotters have reported this here. I don't know how they reported it, if it's handheld stations or anything like that. But this is for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here. Also penny-sized hail as well. So we are looking out there for that. But yeah, so that includes the following areas of Fairfield. Remember, this is all eastern Iowa, guys. This includes Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, Washington, Sigourney, New London, Winfield, Wayland, Hedrick, Brighton, Wetcheer, Richland, Ainsworth, Batavia, Birmingham, Salem, Delta, Libertyville, Stockport, Lockridge, and Crawfordville. So that is a new warning that just got issued here not long ago. So we have an hour left on that. 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So that's for that warning. Up here by Iowa City, North Liberty, we're still getting those storms here now. Out by Williamsburg, Millersburg. See North English here. Also 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts here overall, as well as penny-sized hail. Then we work our way to the northern side of the storm here. We got areas like DeWitt, let's see, out there by Eldridge, Dixon, Walcott, Bluegrass, Muscatine, Fruitland area. This is on the far eastern side of Iowa. You can see kind of the little nose here of Iowa. This one's for 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts and penny hail. And then lastly, we have the one warning up by Tipton, Clarence, let's see, Onslow, Wyoming, Oxford, Junction, let's see, West Branch, Bennett for 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. It's the last warning as of now that's 70-mile-per-hour winds. So hopefully we'll lose that soon. Hopefully the system will really start to weaken soon, which it seems like it is. It definitely does. It's lost a lot of its kick, I believe. Look at it. Whoa. I'm not gonna count that. Looks like velocity here is in the 60s and 70s, but remember this is also 1,500 feet or so up, so doesn't directly does not directly correlate with ground level. But I mean, given DCAPE, given our downdraft energy, though, I mean, hey, it's got to be somewhat close to it, That sinking air can actually drag these winds down. Yeah, that's why decape's very important for forecasting damaging winds too. Also, lower level shear. Lower level shear. Decape. Lapse rates. All kinds of stuff's going to be really important for determining damaging winds. It's amazing how many people have no clue about weather. I try to teach and help everyone at least once each day. I'm glad to see that. Yeah, I mean, it's knowledge is power. It's everything. And the more you know how to prepare, the more you know how to handle it. It's I think I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think that schools need to teach more about weather, and I think that they should teach radar. I don't know. I'm just saying that. Like, I feel like it could really help out people. Like, really could. So I try to push that as much as I can during these coverages. Letting you guys know all that stuff. It's, very important. Channel B says we've got an EF4, I believe in 2013, Washington, Illinois. Since then, it drives my anxiety nuts. Yeah, I can understand that. And you know what? I'm really sorry you had to go through that, my friend. But you know what? I'm glad that you are okay, and I'm glad that you're here. Let's see here. Link says, I appreciate you also, Andrew, doing the same. Yeah, no problem, dude. I'm glad to help, man. All right, so the one for 70 has actually just expired, y'all. Out by Tipton and Clarence, Oxford Junction, Onslow, Wyoming, Olin, Bennett's, West Branch, Mechanicsville. Yep, this one's now canceled. Warning or storm is moved out of the warned area, so we are good on that guy. So that'll leave us with these three, which these are all for 60 mile per hour wind gusts and penny hail. But please do not do not let your guard down. 60 mile an hour winds can still definitely be a problem. Once again, these are still severe thunderstorm warnings. These are still warnings. They're not as significant as those 90 mile an hour winds we were seeing a little bit ago. But still, 60 mile an hour winds can still pack a punch. Absolutely. Still causes trees to come down. Power outages and branches. Shingles, stuff like that. So still important that we still watch these. But guys, if y'all have any questions, I know I've said this a lot, but please don't hesitate to ask. I really enjoy helping you guys out and answering the questions if y'all have any, because it makes me feel like I'm really helping you guys, get through this and helping you. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. I am more than happy to help. When does this expire? Okay, so this watch expires at 4 a.m. Central, so we have 50 minutes left on this watch. You know what? Models, they seem to be kind of on point. You see how there's a lot more... this storm looks a lot more broken up here. That's a very good, clear indicator that this storm is definitely kind of on its dying stage. And models showed exactly that, too. Southern tail's still pretty electrified, though. We still got quite a bit of lightning activity on that. No more activity in Montana. No more severe warnings out there as of now. Yeah, we had that little floater out there. This little guy. Ooh. Thank God for velocity. Someone could mistake that for a little hook. That's why it's always good to check velocity. Yeah, see, that's the importance of velocity. There's nothing going on in that. Okay. Y'all, I got some unfortunate news. It looks like they actually upgraded the winds on this one storm here. For Eldridge, Maysville, Dixon, Big Rock, let's see, Wheatland, Grand Mond, DeWitt, let's see, Welton, McCausland, Long Grove, let's see, Maysville. Probably some of these I probably already said twice, so my bad. Bluegrass and Davenport area. This is now for 70 mile per hour winds and penny hail. Got 33 minutes on that guy. which I mean makes sense. Because these velocities that we're actually reading here is well in the 60s and 70s. I mean, this is, hey man, I mean this is only about 1,000 or so feet up. I mean, like I said, it doesn't always directly correlate to ground. I mean, a lot can change even over 1,000 foot. But just given the parameters today, and our D cape you can see here. I think I'm already on D cape. Yeah, the D cape you can see here. I mean, we're well in 16, I mean, even upwards of 1,700 joules per kilogram of instability according to mesoanalysis. Up by the region here, we're kind of right around, I think it's 1,500, which that's still pretty darn high. Yep, D cape 1577 out there. Sheesh. Yeah, I mean, really, yeah. I mean, D cape of that magnitude is a lot. Certainly is quite of a bit. But yeah, it does look like radar between 1,000 and 3,000 feet is scanning a lot of 60, 70 mile an hour winds out here. Once again, remember, this is likely a little bit different on ground level. And it goes up in altitude because of the tilt of the radar beam. But I mean, yeah, this right here is only 800 feet up, and it's showing still 60, upwards of 70 mile an hour winds. So, I mean, based off of that, I bet you that's exactly why they put that 70 mile an hour wind warning. That 70 mile an hour wind. Did I say worm? 70 mile an hour wind warning. I mean, because that's pretty shallow. That is pretty darn shallow. By the way, it's a little bit of contamination. Don't take that serious. Yeah, if you see that little marker of 100 miles an hour, that's not... Don't take that serious. Just got hit by a north flank and west flank. It's no joke. Be careful, dude. Let's do a little bit of an update here on the southern side here, y'all. Let me go and hop back to reflectivity here. So we do got ourselves severe warning in place here for 60 mile per hour winds and penny hail. This is the southern side of the system here, guys. So this includes Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, Washington. Let's see, Sigourney, I think it is. This includes New London, Winfield, Wayland, Hedrick, Brighton, Whatcheer, Richland, Ainsworth, Batavia, Birmingham, Salem, Delta, Libertyville, Stockport, Lockridge, and Crawfordsville. Let's see here. Brian says, what's Clinton, Iowa going to look like? Let's see what we got going on out here. Okay, so you're right on the border, actually, of Illinois. So the storm is... weakening pretty quickly at this point. I mean, we are definitely losing some strength. I mean, you can see it's we're starting to really break up now. You can see, this system is really starting to break up. But out here, I mean, you're not in any warning currently, but the storm is tracking in your direction. And I would not be surprised if they do extend some of these warnings out by your area. So, Brian, one thing I recommend, dude, is since you're still pretty far ahead of the storm, I mean, you have enough time. If you have anything loose outside, bring it indoors immediately. If you have anything like, lawn furniture, plants, whatever, if you could, bring it indoors. I mean, winds are still kicking pretty good. I mean, the warning that's right next to you is for 70 mile an hour winds. So keep it out there for that. But yeah, if you have anything loose outside, bring it inside if you could. I mean, you have enough time if you act quick. But yeah. So, and also, if you do get in a warning, I would recommend that you stay well away from windows. I mean, you should anyways. But yeah. So that is what I would recommend, my friend. All right, so let's see here. How much more time we have on this guy? We have 13 minutes on the Riverside warning up by Hills, Kinross, North English, Millersburg, Thornburg area. Yeah, we have 60 mile an hour winds and penny hail on that guy. I think these two are for 60, and the far right one here is for 70, which we got 28 minutes on this guy. 70 mile an hour winds, penny hail. Including Interstate 74 Iowa between mile markers 1 and 4, Interstate 80 in Iowa between mile markers 279 and 306, Interstate 280 between mile markers 1 and 9. So there's that. Let's see here. Anything else going on? I think we're pretty good. I'm just good to do a quick little check across the country just to make sure. Yeah, Montana activity has actually dropped. Yeah, they got rid of that weather statement there too. Oh, look at that. We just dropped that one warning here. So we're now down to 2 warnings. Let's see here. Blarn says, so Iowa City isn't clear. Yeah, so Iowa City you can see is, in that lighter precipitation currently, so. Let's see here. Link says, if you only had the ability to play the video. Yeah, I'll look at it after stream. What's up, Wendy? Good to see you. You're in your basement in Long Grove. Let me check and see what's going on out there for you. You do got a severe thunderstorm warning. Okay, yeah. Definitely. Okay, so yeah, you are in the warning here for, let's see here, 70 mile. Let me pull up the velocity here. That's interesting. We only got a little bit of our tile here. What happened? Oh, there we go. Perfect. All right. So this is about 600 feet up. Radar is scanning about 60 to 70 mile an hour winds out there. Yeah, and definitely good that you are inside of your safe spot, my friend. Wendy, if you have any questions, please let me know, okay? But I'm glad to see that you are, in your safe spot. That is really good news. Yeah, they do have this warning for 70, which this does include the following areas, including Davenport, Rock Island, Bettendorf, Durant, let's see here, Eldridge, DeWitt, LeClaire, Walcott, Bluegrass, let's see here, Buffalo, Princeton, Long Grove, Wheatland, Grandmont, Delmer, Calamus, I think it is, Riverdale, Donahue, McCausland, I think it is, and Lowmore. So, also Interstate 74 between mile markers 1 and 4, Interstate 80 between mile markers 279 and 306, and Interstate 280 between mile markers 1 and 9. So that's the biggest warning we got right now. But yeah, guys, please, if y'all have any questions, let me know, okay? Like I said, we're getting through this together. We're gonna help you all out as much as we can. But if y'all are new to the channel, I haven't asked this to stream. If you want to, consider subscribing. I'm not gonna hold you to it. I just want you guys to stay safe and weather aware. And if there's any future coverages or like that we're gonna be covering, any future storms, we'll be here to cover them for you guys. I like to cover especially nighttime, because nighttime's very important for coverage. So I'm just saying, consider it. Not going to hold you to it. It would be greatly appreciated, and it could definitely help you out. All right, so let's take a peek at the southern warning here. We are at 60 mile per hour winds and penny-sized hail, y'all. This one includes Fairfield, Mount Pleasant, Washington, Sigourney. Let's see here, New London. This includes Winfield, Wadeland, Hedrick, Brighton, Wetcheer, Richland, Ainsworth. Let's see here, Batavia, Birmingham, Salem, Delta, Libertyville, Stockport, Lockridge, and Crawfordville. So that's for this guy. We have 38 minutes left on that warning here. The one warning up by Eldridge, we have 23 minutes left on this guy. Yeah, I mean, as you can kind of tell, the storm does look a lot more broken. I mean, if you rewind the live stream back to when we first started, you can see just how different it looks. I mean, it was a lot more solid. It was a big S when we started. Now it's just kind of a broken bow. So that is very good. But yeah, the storms are out of Iowa City area now. North Liberty, Cedar Rapids. Yeah, you guys are well out of this at this point. Still got a decent amount of lightning activity, though, you know, especially on the southern side. Let's see, we got a new updated meso analysis, it looks like. So on the southern side, it looks like our decapes are on 1,700 joules per kilogram, right here by that warning here. What's up, Devin? Saying I keep cutting in and out when talking about how does New Liberty look. Let me look. Let me check a look. Take a look at New Liberty. There's West Liberty. Let's see here. Iowa. Got it. Got it. So yeah, New Liberty right here is on the western side of this warning, but actually New Liberty's kind of pulling out of the warning here, or pulling out of the storm here. Or I should say the storm's pulling out of the region. Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, you can see that it's starting to really break up quite a bit here. But yeah, they're towards the on the last frame. You can see New Liberty's on the backside for the most part. Let's see here. Oh, look at that. We just got a new extension warning here. 1 hour. This now goes into northwestern Illinois here. See, 70-mile-per-hour wind gusts. This includes Davenport, Moline, I think it is, Moline. Let's see here. Rock Island, Bettendorf, East Moline, I think it is. Moline, I'm not sure. Kewanee, Aldo. See, Cambridge, Silvis, Ganesso, I think it is. There we go. Kelowna, Millen, Comanche, LeClaire, Coal Valley, goodness. Galva, Burgess, I think it is. Campton, Orion, and Port Byron. Y'all, my name pronunciation is only getting worse as the night goes on. Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. That is pretty bad. Let's see here. Man, I just want to go to bed, man. These storms need to stop. Oh, buddy. Let's see here. Instability on the northern side here is actually pretty weak. Yeah. Here, let me bring y'all back over to meso analysis here. So, you know, on that top part here, you can see the instability is actually fairly weak, but it's crazy how drastically different it is from the top of the storm to the bottom. You know, we're at 3,500 joules per kilogram mixed layer up there on the southern side. You know, there's a lot more instability. That is likely why we have a lot more lightning activity there on the southern side. Chill Pill says, I'm in Davenport, Iowa. Hear the sirens now. Be careful, my friend. If you have any questions, please let me know, okay? Here, I'll take a peek at Davenport and see what we got going on out here so you can see what's going on. Yep, so yeah, make sure that you are keeping an eye on it, my friend. Let's see here. This is for 70-mile-per-hour winds in Penny Hale. So, you got this, my friend. You know, it'll be over before you know it. You know, it is pretty quick. The storm is moving, you know, pretty decent. This is moving southeast at 55, so at least it's not a slow-moving storm. But yeah, no, I would definitely recommend that you stay indoors. You know, away from windows, of course. You know, so just do that if you can. Brian says sirens are going off in Clinton right now. Stay safe out there, man. All right, so southern warning, we got 33 minutes, 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts in Penny Hale. The eastern warning we were just looking at here, which now extends into northwestern Illinois. We have an hour left on it. 70-mile-an-hour winds and out there for penny hail. Let's see here. Let's see here. Link says go to bed. It's more of a windbag. Yeah, I'd love to, but I'm a little bit sleepy. A little bit live. 2.5 hours of coverage. It's not too bad. I just wish this wasn't 70, man. I just wish this thing would finally just give up. Dude. You know? It's definitely showing some signs. Hey, look, there's a smiley face. Y'all see it? 2 eyes and a smiley. You can tell though, like I was saying, it's starting to break up a bit. It just needs to die. The models, let's see what the new models suggest. Channel B says you have a future track. Get into it. Let's see. We have the 07 rendering. Just enough. So it looks like HRR is a little bit behind, it looks like. This is 10 UTC, and this is kind of where it's at now. Yeah, I mean, you can just see it just kind of fizzles out here. Which, yeah, it just needs to stop. Yeah, but there's a lot of that instability I was telling you about. You know, there is a pretty decent amount of fuel on that southern side of the tail there. You know, 4,000 joules per kilogram. Let's see here. Look at our lower level shear. Yeah, lower level winds are about 10, 15 knots, which is very weak. Mid-level flow is about the same. So that's what leads me to believe I don't think we're gonna have any more tornadic activity. Just doesn't really kinematic wise support it from what it looks like. The only thing though is these darn gusty winds. That's basically what's left of this here. Is just a little bit of gusty winds and stuff. You know, once again, this one warning on the eastern side. This is warning for still 70-mile-an-hour winds. Also for penny hail. Locations impacted include Davenport, Moline. Let's see here, Rock Island, Bettendorf, East Moline. Is it Moline or Moline? I think it might be Moline. Kewanee. Let's see, Alado? Dude, I really I apologize in the future for my terrible mispronunciation of these areas. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I know it's no excuse, but being at 4:30 in the morning doesn't help. Let's see, Comanche, LeClaire, Coal Valley, Galva, Burgess. Let's see here, Hampton, Orion, and Port Byron. So that does go through the Davenport area. Eldridge, yeah, the line right now is kind of pulling up on Eldridge here now. DeWitt, let's see, Maysville. You guys are kind of getting that line there now. 29 minutes on this guy. The southern warning out by Wayland. Sigourney. It's Moline. I appreciate it. You know, we don't talk about that, y'all. I didn't say nothing. This is Aledo. Is that how you say it, Chill Pill? Aledo. Got it. I'll try to remember that. That's a big try. Oh, buddy. All right, let's take a look back over here real quickly once again, y'all. So, hopping over to the flooding risk. So, thankfully, these storms are moving pretty quick. You know, the flooding risk could be a lot worse here. But we do still have that 5% risk area here, so we're gonna keep an eye out there for it. We could still have a little bit of flooding from the remainder of this storm here. So just want to go ahead and mention that there. As there could still be a little bit of flooding. But yeah, I mean the storms, like I said, thankfully are moving fast enough to where they're, not just dumping rain over a single area. Caesar says, he said Ian Comanche, like we pronounced it correctly in Clinton County. Yeah, like I said, I apologize for the way I pronounce things. It's bad as it is, but you add well past midnight fuel, and yeah, it'll really, I'll really crank out some weird names and really like incorrect names essentially. All right, let's see here. So we're still at 70. If you're just tuning in here, we have a warning out here for 70-mile-an-hour winds in eastern Iowa, now extending into northwestern Illinois. This includes Davenport area here, Eldridge, Iowa, DeWitt, Iowa, working its way in towards Cambridge, Illinois, Matherville, Oak Grove, Kelowna, Millen, Hillsdale area. Once again, 70-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. We got a warning to the south here, southeastern Iowa. For the Sigourney area, Washington, Keota, Brighton. Let's see here, Mount Pleasant and Fairfield. So let's see here. Channel says it's 3:33 a.m. It is 4:34 here right now. It is early or late for me. Yeah, I've been up for quite a bit, so I'm not fully there. You pronounce Comanche right. We don't pronounce right. Oh, I got you. Well, that's a first. That's a first. I actually got one. Actually got one right. Wow. Is this a glitch? Why did they? Yeah, that's got to be a glitch. We only got 25 minutes left on this watch. This warning was apparently observed here too. It says radar indicated. It doesn't really say what reported it though. Sometimes I kind of wish they were a little bit more specific. Like if they said reported, like is it by eyewitness or is it by, handheld anemometers or. Knowing if it's estimated or approximate is, I know they do sometimes, but I don't know. Oh, buddy. We got some new development, y'all. Breaking news coming in from the Hurricane Center. We are now looking at a major hurricane. It is now a major hurricane in the, what is the name of it? Is it Iona? I think it is. Iona. Now a major hurricane in the central Pacific. Let's take a peek at it real quickly. Did that thing jump? Strengthens into a major hurricane. Did it literally jump from a Cat 1 to a Cat 3? Here, let me pull up NHC real quickly for you guys. Look, this is 85. That's still... Holy cow, that's a jump. Look at that. We're at 115 mile an hour now. We went from 85 to 115. Let's see. Because it's late and I can't do simple math. Let's see, what is it? 85, and it's currently 115. Okay. Yeah, 30. That is a 30 mile an hour difference from the last. Yes, I couldn't do simple math at 4:30 in the morning. That's crazy. That is some rapid intensification if I've ever seen it. Okay, we got a new warning, y'all. This is for 60 mile an hour wind gusts and let's see, penny-sized hail. including the Burlington area. This is now starting to work its way into northwestern Iowa, or not Iowa, northwestern Illinois, moving out of southeastern Iowa. Link says just happy. We do not have high 90s plus high dew points over 100 makes us feel, or high dew points to feel over 100 makes us miss our snowbank sometimes. Yeah. You know, once you get those dew points in the 70s, it gets miserable. It really does. Y'all are gonna hate me. I think I'm probably gonna roll off here. I'm tired, y'all. I think I think we're probably gonna call it here. I'd love to continue on for every last little warning, but the storm is definitely decaying. You know, I don't see any. You know, this is not going to persist too much longer. This thing is on its last legs right now, so just like me. I'm gonna go in my room and I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna be out in 2 seconds. But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna call it a stream, y'all. I hate to do it now, but yeah, it's getting really. I gotta get some sleep if I even want to try to save some of my sleep schedule. Because know where it's at now. I'm gonna knock it up till like 3 in the afternoon. But if y'all have any final questions before I roll off here, hey, don't hesitate to ask. If you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. I'm not gonna hold you to it, but you know it could really help out in the future if you guys need the weather coverage or whatnot. Like I said, I really like to cover the nighttime. So let's see here. Thanks. Good night. No problem, Chill Pill. See, it is time. Yeah, it is time. I think so, too. Before I roll off, let me go ahead and go over my donators here, just as a big thank you. You know, I always like to do this, just to give you a big thank you. We had 3 donators today in our stream. Big thank you goes to Frank, Randy, and Cordell. Thank you, guys, once again, for the support, for the donations. You all definitely didn't have to do that. You know, like I said, you guys really do help keep us afloat, and I really deeply appreciate it. So thank you, guys. I really appreciate it, y'all. And thank you to everybody for joining and for hanging out with us tonight. You know, it's been an honor. Always love tracking the storms with you. I hate the circumstances we're in, but, you know, it's always... I always enjoy, you know, hanging out with y'all and working you guys through the systems and all that stuff. But, alrighty. You guys take care. Have a great night. You know, if you need anything, y'all can reach to me in my Discord, which that's in the description, if you wanted to join it or whatnot. But, alrighty. But, yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Leave a like on your way out, guys, if you could. And maybe even share. You know, share it to a friend or a family member just to help spread the awareness. It would be much, much appreciated. But all right, everybody. Well, stream's gonna head off here in about 1 minute, so go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with in the chat. Once again, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you all for joining, all for hanging out with us. Link says, "Take care, bud." Yep, you too, man. See you later, Scott. Thanks for joining. Link, I'm gonna check your thing here in a minute, okay? Whenever I go to bed, like whenever I lay in bed, I'll check your video that you sent me. So, all right, everybody, you guys take care. Have a great night. Be safe. Be careful. And all right, everybody, we'll catch you on the next one. All right, peace out, my friends. See ya later on.